Welcome everyone to the first Best Shot Pitch competition. Many of you have participated or seen our Boost competitions over the last 3 years, where we've had well over 40 of them with hundreds of entrepreneurs participating in millions of dollars raised for those entrepreneurs. Well, we're switching it on you now. We don't want you to get investment. We want you to get customers. So that's why you're all here, and we're going to help you develop your pitch. So some of you may have attended our developing or honing your pitch workshop a few weeks ago. If you didn't, I highly suggest you attend the next one. It was a great program. It was our first one. We learned a lot, and now we know where we're going as we move forward. Some things to pay attention in the coming months and weeks. This region's largest celebration of entrepreneurship and innovation is to take place May 30th. The Dow Diamond. It's called Heading for the Big Leagues. Some of you have been there in the past. Those of you who haven't, you need to come. It's a great gathering of political leaders, community leaders, investors, entrepreneurs, innovators, and just those that are interested in learning about what all of you are doing. So if you're not busy that day, come. If you are busy that day, cancel and come. April 11th, we do have a Boost Delta. Boost is the investment pitch competition. So if you get a customer between now and April 11th, you're welcome to come pitch at Boost. But either way, you can sign up for Boost. It's great practice, a lot of fun. Today's competition is our first one, as I said, so we're going to ask you for some feedback here tonight. And we're also going to send you a survey monkey with a little bit more detailed questions. We would be very grateful for you to fill those out honestly and help us get this program to where it really needs to be to help you the most. So there's a prize package for the winner today, valued at $3,500. That includes, is valued at more than $3,500. Includes, we'll go over it in a little bit. So let's talk about the rules. Each of you gets 4 minutes to do your presentation today. You're going to come up, introduce yourself, the company, and your product or service, explain the ideal client, your ideal sales channel, and the last thing you're going to do is deliver your pitch. These guys they're chameleons. They're going to morph into your target market after you tell them what it is. And they're going to give you feedback and ask you one question each based on your sales pitch. Your goal is to get them to say, yes, I want to buy your product. They'll give constructive feedback. You are not allowed to respond to the feedback. They each ask you one question. You can respond to that question. Please keep it short. We're not writing novels. We're doing sales pitches. The judges' scorecards will be tallied to determine the best presenter. They'll actually go into a deliberation to determine the best. You will all receive feedback forms in the mail. Usually you take them home tonight, but our printer decided it didn't want to do single pages. So we're going to scan it in and email them to you later. Last slide?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get to the prize at the end. It's valued over $3,500, but you'll really like it. So, without any further ado, well, let me introduce you to your timer. This is your timer. It functions much like a street light, where green is go, yellow is you're coming to the end, red means stop, and please stop when this comes. Finish your sentence. When you see the yellow, obviously you need to get to the end of your sales pitch. So, 4 minutes, as we said. Hopefully this works.
How many gap between yellow and red?
I knew someone was going to ask that. I will try and figure it out during Dave's. I'm going to run this while the judges introduce themselves. And we'll see how it works.
4 minutes.
They got 4 minutes.
We'll see. So this is what the beginning looks like. Begin! All right. We have 3 distinguished judges today, and I can tell you all sorts of things about them, but I'd rather they tell you who they are and give you a personal message from them. So let's start with Jim Hopp.
All right. My name is Jim Hopp. I'm a professor of entrepreneurship and franchising management at Northwood University. In my 4th year full-time there, in addition to teaching full-time at Northwood, I'm president and part owner of a company called Meta Audit Services here in Midland. I have 9 employees. We do about $3 million in revenue. So I'm a business owner. I've been in plastic thermoforming. I've been a banker. I've worked with lots of entrepreneurs. No wonder really happy to be here. This is Tit for Tat, because Chris has judged a number of our pitch competitions. I'm really excited. I've gotten to know some of you this evening. Looking forward to hearing your pitches and looking forward to wanting to buy some of your products. So welcome.
I won't stand out, I'll just spin around. Okay. My name is David Emmel. I'm currently serving in the capacity of the executive director of an organization, nonprofit in town called Disability Network. One of those things that I got asked to do about a year ago to help out a growing nonprofit. My previous kind of work-life history is in a variety of capacities. I do teach and have taught in the entrepreneurship program at Northwood, specifically in business modeling and entrepreneurial strategy. I have several business ventures that I've started out. Some are continuing, some are not. My kind of longest tenure, I guess, is I worked in healthcare management administration for a number of years. I have a lot of depth of knowledge in medical products and medical supply chain. So that's kind of my background. I've done some judging for Chris and Heather in the past in boost competitions. It's a lot of fun, so I'm really looking forward to it. So looking forward to your pitches, so thank you.
I'm Jim Cleary, and I'm also a teacher and instructor over in Northwood, and have been for 18 years. I teach advertising and marketing. It's interesting, this is the first time I've really been a judge for anything, particularly entrepreneurial stuff, but there are a number of competitions that my students have been involved in, so I've lived and died with a bunch of different programs, so I know how it feels to be on that side of the fence. So if it translates the other way around. But, so it'll be really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. So, cool.
This is where it is. We have a minute left and we're still green. So 3 minutes.
30 seconds.
And Chris has been a student of mine for sure.
Yes. I was a student of Jim's, and what Jim actually didn't tell you was the fun part of his career history when you were with the beer company.
Oh yeah.
So it'll blink 3 times at 47 seconds and go yellow. So everybody get that? 50 seconds, green will blink 3 times, that goes yellow, and then when the yellow blinks, I believe it's 10 seconds. Find out here in 26 seconds.
That's how slow it is. It's so slow when you're sitting here waiting now, but when they're up there, it's going to go like that.
Thank goodness we got 4 minutes this time, because 2 minutes is hell.
So when it goes red, you'll have 10 seconds before it actually tells you to stop. I think it does.
Oh, it does.
There we go.
Yeah, like when you hear time, I didn't know it did that.
I don't. But your number's for this. All right. Last thing to note is if you are needing more food, needing another beverage, anything like that, please do not do it when someone is giving a pitch. If they're giving their feedback, feel free to go get whatever you like. But please just try not to get up and give everyone the respect that we all deserve for that. This program is partially sponsored by Grand Rapids Internet Marketing, I believe it's called. They are one of the sponsors. So what you get from them if you win tonight is $2,000 in value towards a revamp or launch of your website. More than that, again. Which is it?
6,000.
6,000 at
And
least.
it's either it's a reworking of your website or that amount of SEO lead. So they're committed. They're very committed to helping.
When did it go 6?
It's been from the beginning.
Good.
Yes.
All right. Beautiful. So our first presenter today, David McCauley. with bite-sized learning.
Okay, I'm David McCauley. I don't want to be riding that light. President of Bite Size Learning. President of Bite Size Learning. Our product is Lunchbox. It's a learning management system. I'm a teacher both at the university. I teach at Saginaw Valley, as well as my main job as a high school Spanish teacher, 15 years of experience. Our product, or I forget which ones they want you to know first. Our customer, ideally, is a high school teacher. And the product can go anywhere from K through 20, but because of access to technology, high school is probably going to be our main focus as a high school teacher, and high school and college students as well. I'm not sure why that is. And our main sales channel is going to be, I'm going to be giving a series of presentations to high schools all over the area, as well as we're working on our SEO strategy right now. And we're going to be ready to go live with our product May 1st. So that's what we're going to do. Is that good for a pitch? Education is changing. You know this. Typically our experience in high school and college is rows of students. We were stuck there. If we wanted to do anything else besides sit in that chair in that row, we didn't have that choice. And now with the tablets and then the technology that we have available to us, we can do anything. My goal as a teacher was to have my students take their course on their cell phone. And that's what we've provided, is an opportunity for teachers to create courses and students to take those courses, if I pick this up, on their cell phone. Our product is Lunchbox. You can go to our site, and teachers can create courses, put things online, and students can take them on their phones. Where we're different in the marketplace is right now, for me to have done this a year ago, which is what I did, there was no one place where I could go to put my lessons up there, create flashcards, create text. I had to go to different sites for those things. And I would send my students to different sites for those things. What we've done is, instead of having to go to multiple sites, a teacher can create those apps, customize them to the very specific lesson that they have, and bring them in. Instead of looking through all of Khan Academy's stuff, I can go, I can create that stuff and put it together. And if I find one thing from Khan Academy that I like, I can pull that in and put it in here. And so we can customize our learning path. Another thing that this is going to allow us to do, and it's allowing me to do right now, is I can only teach one way at a time. But some students are going to be kinesthetic. Some students are going to be visual. So I have flashcards for my visual students. I have a guy named Ed. He's a professional signer. So I took all my vocabulary lists and had him sign. So students that don't want to just look at pictures, they can actually learn the sign with the vocabulary as we go. And I'm going to be telling my stories, and he's going to be signing them, and my students should be able to see the signs and know the Spanish as a result. So it's going to allow us to teach in multiple different ways. If my students want to learn one way, they can go. They've got the choice now to learn that way. If they want to learn visually, if they want to learn other ways. Another thing that's been really great is I realized that my AP class that I was teaching this year was so complex. It was new. Every 5 years they redo the curriculum. And I had 60 hours into my very first lesson. Couldn't do it. Yeah, it's not sustainable. I would have to wait till the summer to do that. So I said to my students, I said, okay, you're gonna do it. I gave them 24 themes. I said, what I want you to do is I want you to study this theme and become just a real pro at this. And you pull in New York Times articles, you pull in videos, you create videos, you do everything necessary. So if, some of those, the student will click on it, and the New York Times article will come up, and they can go to those articles. So they created an entire AP course in November for us. And I did not even plan to use this tool in that collaborative kind of way, but it was just awesome. And so now for the next 5 years, 500 students are going to take those courses. This is an amazing thing. And as it, oh, okay. That Whoever's ready.
So this is my question first. So I'm interested, but I have no idea how much it's going to cost me.
It's $10 a month. It's a subscription fee.
One question per judge.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with Blackboard.
Yes, my biggest competitor.
Yeah, but what sets you apart from Blackboard?
I went to a conference 18 months ago, never heard of a learning management system. I know I just needed something. I designed this entire thing myself, went to my conference after I designed this and spoke with developers, or I hadn't spoken with developers yet, and said, oh my God, these things exist, I'd never heard of them before. Of course, Blackboard was there, Desire to Learn was there. This is only 18 months ago. So I knew I needed this. So as I went table to table, I was blown away at the depth of the site you had to go to be able to make it work. And that was my conversation with all these guys, Brain Honey. I went customer to customer, competitor to competitor. And I was just a guy, I didn't even had everything up and running. And what sets me apart is I'm not trying to solve all the world's problems. They have these, $70 million and $100 million budgets. And they're creating, these tech geniuses are creating these tech products for tech guys. I just need a handful of things that I can do cleanly. And that my students can, I want my students to walk into my classroom and here's everything. Everything is available for them. They should be able to walk into my class, or high school for this matter, with this in their pocket, not with the bag. So we're cleaner, we're less complex.
Who's buying the product?
The teacher is going to be the one subscribing to the product. It's not at enterprise level yet. We plan to have an enterprise level solution. That's another level of complexity. But our focus right now, and the real change and real drive in education right now, is teachers who want to create content and have a way to organize it in a very real way. Instead of relying on some book that was written in Texas somewhere by a group of 12 people, this is what I have to teach. I got a master's degree, I'm working on my doctorate. I've studied in 3 different countries. Society has been telling me that I'm not a legitimate voice. I have to teach a book written by random people. I want to also be able to add my voice to that content and create it myself.
Feedback?
Well, just in the same boat, basically, it's a good idea. It's a great idea. See, I mean, that's the issue. I mean, every teacher's buying.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a little unclear of the value proposition. As to I get the connection, but I'm not sure it's there for me. So.
Yeah, I wrote down value proposition being ease of use. That's what I heard you say. Obviously, in 4 minutes, it's hard to show that. I use Blackboard, obviously, and I know I don't utilize it to the degree I can, so ease of use would be good. I would agree with Jim on that. The teacher is buying a thing like a difficult sell, but even a more difficult sell could be to get the entire school system to buy. So I'd be a little bit worried about that. What I would probably want to know also is how big does the platform need to be to support this, and how much infrastructure do you need to build? How much is that going to cost you to build a necessary platform to support that? And then at $10 a month, is there enough income there to support the platform as this thing grows? I'm guessing you're going to have to put more money into it from my perspective. Because it's a two-sided platform. You've got to have the base to be able to have your users use, make sure your users
The servers, we're cloud-based.
So then, just a little bit back on the presentation side too. Good eye contact. You're clearly comfortable being up in front of people. From that perspective, this is a tough group because are you pitching to 3 of us, or are you pitching to everybody? I thought you included the whole group, and I think that's important. You don't want to, you want to include everybody in the group. So from that perspective, you see at least do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you actually have to go teach tonight.
So, thanks guys. I don't want to set a precedence where everyone has to shake their hand. I have candles.
Our next presentation is Sally Peering with Ready Bands.
Whatever I. Who's going to set this? Yeah, thanks guys. Good luck.
Thanks. Have a good day.
We'll share feedback with you.
Why is he not up here, Judge?
He's competing, actually.
Yeah, he's my partner.
Let's see, Reed.
Hang on, hang on. Can't really get that long.
Just so you know, you're right in front of the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Fly out there and see.
There's a seat next to me. I don't want to see that.
We all set? Almost? All right, ready?
Begin!
Hello, Ready Bands is my company and invention, along with my partner Reed Schick, who is in the room now. Ready Bands is a wearable medical alert bracelet designed to not only alert the person wearing it and others, but also contains the medicine right preloaded into the bracelet itself. We have also other applications in mind for use as we continue in the marketplace, but we're starting with our aspirin heart band, and it's made of food-grade silicone, and our market is the 82 million Americans who currently have cardiovascular disease. Not only the 82 million Americans with cardiovascular disease, but also anyone interested in helping to save their life, the life of others, caretakers, etc. We plan to sell the bracelets through traditional retail markets as well as online. And the way this started was an idea a few years ago after my own mother suffered a heart attack and realized the time that it took for her to get the aspirin that she needed to save her life took at least 25 minutes. So that prompted me to think, what can be done to have it accessible for, if not for herself, digging through her purse, for anyone else in her area to be able to help her and assist her during her heart attack. So, long story short, talking with a couple of attorneys and then meeting who now is my partner, who is a science guy. I don't want to say geek because she's not a geek, a science guy of 20 plus years experience at Dumpring, with all the knowledge there. We teamed forces back in October and perfected our design. So we hope to help save lives. That is our goal, and we feel that our medical bracelets do that, and they contain the pre-loaded dose of aspirin already right in the design. We have sought a design and utility patent. We are officially now an LLC, and we plan to get at least 10% of the market the first year, which again, our market is the 82 million Americans who have cardiovascular disease. They are easy to wear, and I'll let you see a sample. I have one on. They're made of the very common silicone that's so common in our culture right now. They're waterproof. They can, you guys want hands on it? Yeah. They can be customized. They're even can be glow in the dark. So like I said, we are already envisioning a lot of different applications for these. Saving lives is on the top of our list. There's diabetes, there's prescription, non-prescription applications. But the idea is that the aspirin will go right in the cavity, right in the heart. So a person is feeling chest pains, the symptoms of a heart attack, pops that open, and is able to take the life to chew an aspirin. That's the American Heart Association recommends that you chew a full-size aspirin tablet. So the two most critical steps when somebody is experiencing heart attack symptoms are to first call 911 and then to chew a full-size aspirin.
How much does it cost?
Well, to manufacture, we feel that the cost is going to be about 20 cents per band, just to manufacture. There's already the technology, there's already manufacturing plants that have this technology. We order these online, so that we have a prototype here to show you. So it's simple manufacturing, and we're simply taking aspirin, which is readily available, and combining it with the delivery system.
You were probably looking more for a retail cost.
Oh, the retail
The
cost?
next thing I was thinking about that.
About $5 a band.
$5. Okay.
You're still drinking?
I had lots of questions, just trying to decide.
Which one? Yeah, see, one question for us is unfair. I see something health-related, and I can't help but wonder, because government loves to get their greedy little hands in the mix. Do you need to have an FDA approval? Is there some sort of, are you making a claim here that means that you need to have any kind of proof of something here?
Well, what we found out, because we're starting with the aspirin, as long as we have it in the food grade silicone, it's compatible, so there's no, adverse reaction. And then there's, of course, the expiration date that would be included on the band itself. So, you have one of these for a year. If it lasts that long, it's probably going to, probably going to want to replace it before a year. But the aspirin itself, when it expires, it has a year shelf life, so.
And you're not making any claims that this will save lives? That's the second question I really want to do.
No.
Okay.
You don't have to ask
I
a
guess,
question.
yeah, maybe simplistically, single use or multiple use?
You mean single use?
Can you reload it?
Well, we're thinking single use because that's our market. It would, you would break it open, and that's what makes it unique in itself too. Yeah. There's other, wearable medical jewelry out there, but this is preloaded, single use, ready to go. I mean, can't you see? Anyone can have this on them. It's waterproof. You can shower, bathe with it. You can go hunting. It's glow in the dark. Somebody wakes up in the middle of the night, and they can see it. Very comfortable to wear.
Feedback?
I have to say, if I was a target customer, forever, it's a good idea. Makes sense to me, because my kids keep, they keep an aspirin for long,
Right.
or three.
Right.
Might need multiple. Yeah, makes sense to me.
So, I guess the only thing I would be concerned about is, what's my alternative? I can carry aspirin with me for a lot cheaper than $5. Everybody knows 911. So I think there's some value here. But for $5, am I cheap enough to come up with the alternative? I don't know. That's something I would think about. I'm Dutch, so I would probably look to go cheaper. But as far as presentation style, very relaxed. One thing about having 4 minutes is some people tend to rush through the presentation to get it all in. You didn't, and I think that makes it more compelling. You have a story to tell. You have a personal story to tell. I like that. My mother, what brought you to wanting to do this product? I love to have passion behind the product. What am I trying to fix? So I really like that part of it. Nice way to intro it in very relaxed style.
My mother is fine, by the way. Still 17.
Oh, Dave.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so, interesting product. Very much akin to a lot of different bands that people wear for a variety of different things. I do wonder at what point in time somebody will have so many things on their wrist for all kinds of different devices that, it becomes kind of, not important maybe. I don't know. I think it's a cool concept. I think, price point could be a challenge. single use, or it makes it a relatively expensive delivery device for an aspirin.
We'll consider that. We'll consider that
So-
on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next is Jared Olson with Whose Tweet Is It Anyways?
No, 50 cents, sorry. No.
Okay. It's the shortest presentation of the evening. Our next presenter is Debbie Hensel with the award-winning Map Tour.
I'm sorry? You said it was the shortest presentation. Because we're taking notes. Yeah.
Chris, can I ask for just a point of clarification? Can we hold up like a couple of things?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ready? Ready?
Good evening, my name's Denny Henson, and I'm the president and CEO of Mapmentor Incorporated out of Midland, Michigan. We're a startup company whose product has recently been recognized with regional, state, and international awards. The research that we've done so far on our competitors indicate that we're one of the most compelling and comprehensive mapping solutions available on the market today. Our product is delivered through the web and is an online application that allows users to create their own virtual tour apps for web, mobile, and tablet platforms. We deliver it through our website, and the customers are able to access the tool by using an online access login. Ideal customers are those who have the driving need to share information about location. They have the budget and the staff to utilize our tool, and also are looking for a more robust mapping application. Mapmentor itself is creating a paradigm shift in information sharing, making it more immersive, interactive, compelling, and also offering a cost-effective emergent marketing channel to expand market outreach for a number of industries. Our current customers are using the tool for a variety of applications. We have customers that are using it for economic development, public history, event planning and promotion, genealogy, and heritage tourism. Our company started, our initial product was started when my husband wanted to study the route of a historic group in 1846, and started plotting information about where they went in Google Earth. Today, our customers purchase our product because of the benefits they see over other applications that are available. For example, they want to create dynamic tours that can be modified and edited quickly and easily instead of one-off static applications. They want something that's versatile, that people can explore and discover things that are interesting to them, but also have the opportunity to guide them into situations and locations that they feel are critical to telling their story. The simplicity of our tool is another benefit that our customers are receiving. It was designed for myself and my husband, who have absolutely no programming experience. So if you can find your house on Google Earth, or if you can attach a photo to an email, you can create a virtual tour using our tool. Cost savings also play into the fact that current staff and resources can create these tools, and it's not necessary to hire expensive programmers or developers. We want people to be able to use the tool so it's priced according to the features and the benefits that you would like to use it. So we have price ranges from $500 up to our enterprise level of $8,000, where you have unlimited ability to create as many maps as you need to for your organization. Thank you so much for giving me time today to share information about our company and our product. will be even providing more benefits for us.
Time's up.
So clarify for me what I'm buying.
You're buying a web-based tool that allows you to create virtual tours, content management system.
So the target market wouldn't be just me. Person. But it would be a retail organization, an organization of some kind of.
We actually, right now, have the ability to sell business to business, but with our redesign of our content management system, which will be more self-provisioning, we'll have the ability to allow just general users, individuals to use it as well.
Okay. So, I'm still a little confused. What kind of company buys this? I mean, I'm trying to picture your customer. Is it a travel agency, so that when they're sitting down with someone, they can show what they're going to go see? Is it, because, you know, I had written down a note that says, must have a budget and staff to utilize the tool. So I'm still trying to picture your customer.
Okay. We have economic development groups, chambers of commerce that want to create business tours or highlight and support their businesses. We have historical groups that want to bring in home tours, culinary tours.
Okay, so I'm the Midland Economic Development Corporation, and I want people from outside to be able to pull up on my site and get a feel for what Midland is.
Yes.
That's it. So I'm going to create my thing and put it on my website so that somebody can come in and look at it.
Yes.
Thank you. That helps. I've written down economic development. I should make the connection.
Feedback?
Yeah, I think one of the things that you're going to sell as a selling sales pitch, that you have some success stories, places that actual stores that you've done these things with. I guess explain if you have success. Here's what they did. Here's how they went through the thing. That would be.
Thank you.
I think it's fairly compelling from the perspective of you're able to convince someone to pay you to build their own content. That's a pretty compelling business model. The question is whether or not it's sustainable. So for me, that's a question mark.
Okay.
You have a very soft voice, and I like the way you come across, but I maybe like a little more punch to the presentation, okay? A little more passion behind it, because I think you're passionate about this, but I want it to come a little bit more. And then to follow up on that, after I get them to pay the $8,000, how can I get a bigger share of the wallet? What's the add-on? Are there upgrades? Right? So I don't want it to be a one-time sale. I want it to be, if you love it, I can add to it. Yeah.
Thank you. So I've seen a consistent theme in the first few presentations, and that this spot is really cozy. Feel free to go wherever you want. There's no box that is requiring you to stand here. You can walk like this. Even over here. Focus on this gentleman. Say hi to your judges. This is sales. Engage your customers. Engage your potential people. Next up, Marty Sobis with Sobolock Manufacturing. So, almost there. Labels like that,
We're gonna have to spell out for you. This is feedback. So just so you all know, it's probably gonna go a little later than 7.
And you're excited.
Yeah.
All right, we ready? All right. Ready?
Good evening. My name is Marty Solis. I'm the owner of Silverlock Manufacturing. We're an S corporation based in Flushing, Michigan. Our target market for us is middle-class American homeowner. Currently, we sell our product wholesale to locksmith suppliers. We also sell at a level 2 to locksmiths individually. We also sell on our website, retail, and just most recently, last week, we started selling on Amazon.com. Now, let me tell everyone here in the room how I can save you $7,000. That is the average loss in a break-in here in the United States. And with 3.7 burglaries a year in America, that's something everybody here should be worried about. Now, there are the 56% of the break-ins in the United States are through the front or side door. Why do you think thieves use that? Because it's real easy to kick the door in. The door frame don't support the deadbolt or the hinge side. Now let me tell you what Silverlock can do to protect your home and family. This is our standard system. What we basically have done is we've literally tied the door through that weak door frame into the 2x4 studs of the building on both sides. This standard system is designed for doors that are built into buildings that have 2x4 construction rough openings, like a standard home, garages, pole barns, and the like. And they fit so the pins actually go into 2x4 studs. All right, so you're saying, well, I don't have 2x4 studs in mine. Probably have doors with side-like glass. So here's what our product is here. Similar to the standard system, operates the same way, only they're a shorter extension pin, and they're held in place with stainless steel screws so that they don't break through into the glass. One other product I want to show you that we have, that's for you people out here that own companies, manufacturing plants, or warehouses. You have to be aware of the fact that a thief can go to an outswing door, which all of the doors on commercial buildings have to be outswing due to OSHA regulations. They pull the hinge pins out and pry the door out of the frame and walk into your building. What we've done is install pins that can be put in less than 5 minutes. One near the bottom hinge, one near the top. We supply a standard punch so you maintain perfect alignment, and you can put this pin in a matter of 5 minutes. The way this pin works is you see the shoulder here on this is a bushing in there that has an inside taper. The male pin has a taper on the outside. When you set the bushing in there, drive it in, it locks into the door. Our largest sale to date has been to a locksmith in Pensacola, Florida, who has bought 70 units bulk and installed those into an apartment complex. And he's working to try to get the company that owns that complex to buy more. Now, what do we sell these for? Our standard system retails for $77.95. Now, for tonight only, for everyone here, I will sell this for $42. We have the system for the residential with side lights. Retails for $79.95. I will sell it for 44 bucks. If you buy either one of those units, I will throw in an installation kit, which makes that product very easy to install, free. If you're interested in our commercial product, it sells for $31.95. Tonight only, 21 bucks. I take cash, check. If you have a credit card, you got to see Chris Moe. Thank you for listening. It's not worth getting into. I've got it, my insurance agent has studied that for me, and he said what has to happen, you have to have 5 years of credible history showing that that product actually prevented someone from breaking in, and once you do that, they will give you a percentage of that 2% discount on your insurance policy that you share with ADT and everyone else in the industry. We're still pursuing it because we will be able to say, hey, we can save you some insurance. Might be $1.
That's another sales,
Yeah.
that's another
Right.
piece of sales.
And that's what we're doing.
The homeowner, for example, can install it fairly easily myself.
Yes. The reason we originally started out just having people install it, and a lot of people want to do it themselves. That's what America's all about. But what we do is we sell a lot to locksmiths, and what they do is they go out to a job where maybe they're installing a deadbolt, so part of their show-up fee covers installing that, so they install it for people. Because there's some people, you know, you put a drill motor in their hand and they can't do anything with it, so obviously you have to have somebody there. And we actually have a company in New Jersey, Society of Professional Locksmiths, who gave our product an award for being what they considered an adequate product. And what they're doing is they're training people to install our products so that if you buy it through them, their salespeople or their training people will go out and install, or their installers rather.
Distribution channels.
Right.
Have you got any distribution channels in other retail organizations?
I deal through IDN wholesalers. They're based in Livonia in our area. And I have one in Chicago. It's a different IDN.
Yeah, really sorry. Stuck that in, that was good.
So
He took your question.
So application for security, other applications?
Other applications besides for security?
Correct. Hurricane tested?
You know what? It's $25,000 to have it hurricane tested, and I do have a company in Florida that wants to do it. They actually do the testing in Chicago. And the problem with it is no one wants to piggyback my product to do the testing and share some of the cost. Because they'll say if we test our deadbolt and use yours, and somebody will say, well, part of the reason it met the hurricane test is because of the soul block, the other one will. So I have to get enough funding together so I can go in there and have it strictly done on my product alone. And then, yeah, Florida, the state of Florida, then will say, when you build a new house, you have to install soul block. That's what we're after.
Feedback?
Yeah, love your passion. Jumped right out of the gate, and this is a sales pitch, and you gave us a sales pitch. Tonight only, you get it for this price. I love that, right? Everybody wants a deal. Love the deal, and I'm assuming you still make some money on that. I'm Dutch, I need a deal. I'm not paying full retail, so. And I'm hoping even with that deal you were making some money.
Yes.
Okay.
I, on the other hand, was a little disappointed that you actually did discount it, because I don't fundamentally believe in discounting.
Bear in mind, though, I'm selling it,
Can't respond.
but I sell it to locksmiths.
Marty?
Cool product. Yep. Not seen anything comparable to this in the market space. So, yeah.
I don't believe it. Jack did sold it. Here at this Jack.
Thank you. Our next presenter, hailing all the way from Traverse City, is Sue Kellogg with Mellon & Company.
Can I share a little bit of space?
Sure. You guys ready?
Sure. Sue Kellogg. Not part owner of the Kellogg family, but I get to say I have the name. So Kellogg, and I am owner and president of Mello & Company, LLC. I started Mello & Company as a launching company for several different children's products that I've invented. And the first product that I'm going to launch is Nagam, which is an all-in-one silicone baby teether. So I'll get to write what you want to know, and then I'll do my sales pitch. My target market is fathers, mothers that have babies between the ages of 0 to 24. And it doesn't exclude anybody that knows anybody that has a child. So anybody can buy this as a gift. How I want to get my product to them is through a website, hopefully from tonight, and also through direct sales with baby boutiques. So my sales pitch. I have a 4-year-old daughter, so the child in that picture, as cute as he may be, is not my daughter. She had a horrible teething experience, and I know we can all say our child had horrible experiences, but I, for one, thought she did. But I couldn't find anything out there to properly appease her, and it was very frustrating as a parent. So I decided to be proactive and create my own baby teether. And so I started with her Play-Doh clay, and I realized that the most painful area for her is the molars, and there's nothing out there. They're competitors, but they're not successful. So I started by designing my with these arms that are properly calculated so that they don't gag, so the child can safely put it into its mouth without gagging or choking on it. This product does not fit into my mouth, so it will not fit into the child's mouth as well. So it's very safe, and the parents in the testing field felt very safe in leaving their child unattended and using this product. Then I also noticed that the incisors, our pointy teeth, our eye teeth, get very, very painful as well, and so that's what these nubs are for. And in some of the videos of my field testing, you can see some of the children are using that specific area to gnaw on. Also, there's bumpers on either side, and those are to grate the top and bottom gums on. And again, I've tried to bite through this. It's made of food-grade silicone, and it's seamless, so if, I don't know how, but if by chance a child was able to bite through this, it would simply tear, it would not perforate, it would not string along. It's FDA compliant silicone as well, but this is just a prototype. So the end retail product will be the green transparent silicone that many parents visually can relate to right from afar, because the hospitals will pass out the green transparent silicone pacifiers. I have orders already. I'm just awaiting further funding for manufacturing. This is all USA made. I have a manufacturing company in Wisconsin. I have my packaging and graphic design all ready to go. I would use my website to target mommy bloggers, and I would also use baby boutiques and direct them for future sales to the website as well. So I guess basically what I'm saying is for $19.99, that's MSRP suggested, is would you pay that much to get a good night's sleep? That's it.
Wait when you start asking questions.
I have POs. I'll fill it up for you.
Time's up.
Value, cost of value, how many you spend to sell?
You know, I'm going to be realistic with you. I'm looking right now at my first run of 500. I don't expect in my first year to get to 10,000. I'm pre-revenue with orders in hand. So those numbers are a bit hard to estimate, you know, but what I can say is I don't see 500 being established in retail stores. I don't see that to be far-fetched by middle of summer. And the testing field, 9 out of 12 babies chose Nagam out of all of the other teethers and competitive teethers that they had available to them. The 3 babies that did not choose Nom, 2 of them were not in the heart of teething, and the other one just liked food better than mine. So.
Yeah.
Right. Can't compete with food.
So it was a little unclear for me was sales channel. Starting out direct to consumer.
Both. I have right now, because I don't have a website, right now what I'm doing is I'm going boutique to boutique right now and emailing and hitting the streets as far as I can possibly travel to. And then outside of that, I actually have some events going on Facebook where I've obtained probably, I just received another one, so 6 purchase orders. So with that website, it would also be a great avenue to obtain some orders. Plus the mommy bloggers could also reach all of their followers.
So why not big box stores?
You know, that's and you're right, and that is something that is a goal in a few years. Sophie the Draft started out going boutique to boutique, and she started out internationally, and now she's in big box stores as well as baby boutiques.
So you're not excluding that.
I am not excluding, but I'm being realistic and frugal, I guess. And so I want to get my niche in there, and this is my goal for my company is to be a competitor in Melissa and Doug, and this is the first product that I'm launching. So.
Are we at feedback?
Yep.
That was a great job. You did a great job. I'm not in charge of marketing.
But you are.
I'll answer for you.
Right.
Yeah.
I like it. I think you're on something kind of cool here. I mean, if this product category of consumer products, you know, it's got a 20-year lifespan on the product cycle, which I think is pretty important when we talk about consumer products. So it's a fickle market, but the right product has a long lifespan. So price point, I think, you know, is in the right range. I'll be anxious to see this on the market.
Yeah, I think your organic price point, although $19.95 feels a little high to me. Although, you know, if this thing lasts the entire time of TV, and I suspect maybe a problem you'll have is how good that thing seems to be manufactured is. I'm going to use it on my second kid too. It's all the same chromosomes, so I'm careful with salivation. And that's going to convince you from selling more units. So there's, you know, obsolescence can be good. And if you go too good a product, you know, so maybe $19.95 is the right price point for the 2.4 children that, you know, the average American will have. That number happens to be good. Great job on the presentation. I think you're very relaxed. You know your product. I think you know your market. You're very clear on what you're going after. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Since we are running a little bit longer, we're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. Everybody can get up and stretch, use the restrooms. For the females, the closest restroom is right over here. For the males, you have to walk literally to the other side of the building by the front door. Get some more food, refill your drinks. When we get back, Michael Wiley will kick us off with a 4-minute pitch. So we're not using the facilities, but we're going to go ahead and get started anyways. So our next presenter is Michael Wiley with Global Invention Solutions and Services.
My name is Michael Wiley, and I own Global Invention Solutions and Services. I've got quite a few inventions. I'm working on a wildfire control and containment system. Last year, we lost 8.6 million acres of land. We lost 3,200 homes at a cost of over $18 billion. Every year, California, Florida, Texas is plagued by wildfires. Sometimes, like last year, they had 10 to 12, 15,000 firefighters fighting these places. And when you're out there and you're that fireman, you can only control so many square feet. You've got a chainsaw, a shovel, a rake, and you're into a bad blaze, as the pictures will show you. The director of fires, we met with him in California, Florida, Texas, New Mexico, and the director of fires said, he called me Willie instead of Wiley. He says, Mr. Willie, he says, we've been fighting fires the wrong way for 100 years. You've got a brand new concept. Nobody's ever come up with this. This will work. He wants us to bring 2 units out to Florida, and he's going to put us in a live fire demonstration. Our competition are the 10 or 12,000 firefighters, 15,000 firefighters at a cost of $20 million a day. Like I said, they're out there cutting down trees, whatever. I can take 3 people on 3 pieces of equipment, and I can control 1,000, 1,500 acres just from those 3 machines in a day, where you got 10 or 15,000 people in that fire situation. I talked to the director of fires 2 years ago. He said he had one of the worst jobs in the world because he had to make notifications when the firemen died in the field. And he said that day, or the day before, 2 of his firemen fell down a valley, and the temperatures exceed 1,800 degrees, and the bodies just blow up. He said, there's nothing for me to put in the box. He said that he needed this idea because this will save lives. We plan on taking 2 units to Florida and doing a live fire demonstration. The state of Florida said they would bring their scientists, their engineers, and their DEQ. And I questioned the DEQ, and he says, well, we can't have you putting Agent Orange down or something like this, trying to, and all our chemicals have been approved. I'm looking for a $300,000 investment. We were originally at $5 million, but $300,000 will get us built 2 units in the fire, tested and completed, and it'll leave about another $35,000 for expenses for transport and stuff like this. I'm an inventor. I'm a problem solver. I don't want to run the business. I want to hire COOs and CFOs and stuff like that to help assist in the company and get other things going. I got a visit from a gentleman from Australia. He met me in Detroit, and they said, or he said, 2 years ago they lost half their country to wildfires. About 3 weeks ago, a gentleman from Canada called me, and I didn't know Canada has more acres than the United States. Canada's bigger than the United States, and they are plagued with wildfires also. And so they're interested. They said, there's a gentleman from Australia, they said, you can't fight with Washington and trying to fight to get your money. Bring it over there, get it built, bring it over there, and they'll buy it. So that's what I'm up to. And we have a special today. You buy one, you get one free for $92,500.
Go ahead with your questions whenever you're ready.
Yeah, that's the one. I sell them for $180,000. They cost $92,500. Once we get geared up, which will be within 3 to 6 months, we can get the cost down to just about $60,000. We're looking at 119 million, 120 million profit in 4 years.
Time's up.
Who's your major customer?
Department of Forestry. I didn't know it, but a lot of states hire fire contractors. You've got Homeland Security, you've got all these various fire departments, your local and state fire departments. I met with Governor Snyder 2 years ago, and he says, you've got to take this to California. We don't contend with wildfires. Look what happened to UP last year. We can use this all over the world.
Other questions?
So it's government organizations.
Well, yeah, state and federal. I've been told, you know, you can go through a grant process, and but the state of Florida, one of the gentlemen there said, you know, your first initial order of 1,000 units, he says, will take care of California and Florida. And but you don't, if you got 20 or 12, 15,000 people out there fighting fires, 47 firefighters died last year from fighting wildfires. That's too many people to have in the field dying.
So Mike, here's what I don't understand. How does this thing work?
That's the invention.
Yeah.
You know about disclosure, I can't tell you that.
Okay, well, that makes the sales pitch kind of different.
I know, but that's where I'm at.
So can I get my comments at the same time, or do you want to ask your question?
No, I have the same.
Okay, so my comment would be, tonight was a sales pitch, and you pitched it like an investment. So this, my feedback to you is, and I understand you're trying to get the investment to get to the sale. But
I've
I'm
got
saying-
orders, but I
Well,
Yeah,
so I'm
this is
sitting-
feedback section.
Okay.
I'm sorry, this is the feedback, you already answered my question. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out, I hear what it's gonna fix, but I don't know what it is. And that's what I wanna know. How does it work? How does it eliminate my having to hire those guys? So in your sales pitch, I need to see what it is, how it works, and how it's going to save me from having to hire those guys.
Thank you.
I'm not saying it's a big enough goal, but I just want to help.
Any comments, man?
Yeah, I'm kind of hanging. And I realize that, the disclosure is a challenge in situations like this. Sure, I mean, I have lots of questions, suppression versus containment. And you kind of alluded a little bit that it's perhaps a chemical-based product. And the application of that product maybe is where there's proprietary knowledge. I get the value proposition, makes sense. Of course, my thought on it is, well, if you've got orders, you're dealing with the government, and it's really that novel, they should be investing in the development cost.
Thank you. Next up, we have Bryson Otop with Grow Social. We ready?
I'm ready.
Begin!
Hi, my name is Bryson Hotop. I'm with Grow Social. We're located in the Northwood Venture Hatchery right now, which Jim Hop's a part of. My ideal client and target market are nonprofits. Specifically, we're targeting nonprofit directors as far as like a sales pitch standpoint. I was working with Big Brothers Big Sisters last year, and we were approached by a couple of nonprofits in town asking about social media and asking about helping them with web development. And I was working exclusively with Big Brothers Big Sisters at the time, and we saw this big need that nonprofits have, a lot of them have an aging volunteer base, they have an aging staff base, they don't really have the expertise or skills to connect with my generation where my generation is at. My generation is on the web. We're on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, all that. So I came up with this vision that I can work with lots of nonprofits and help them with social media, help them with web design, and really connect their vision to my generation so their visions don't die out. So what I created was Grow Social, and we provide social media services and digital marketing. Really the core is just to come alongside nonprofits and look at their marketing strategies if they have any. Look at what are their objectives, what are their goals, what are they trying to accomplish, who are they, and get that message out there. So what we provide are social media strategy, benchmarking. We run the day-to-day operations of organizations. We communicate not only through the general posting on social media, but we also communicate directly with their volunteer base, with the community, with the people that they serve, to really solve this problem of, we don't have time, our staff doesn't have expertise, and we can't hire someone full-time to come on and handle social media. So they bring it to us, and I have two different packages. The first one is $150 a month. It's our basic package, and we provide social media strategy, social media benchmarking, social media analytics, and then the day-to-day operations. Our Plus package, which is $350 a month, that also includes some web work. We handle blogging, we handle news updates, and those kind of things. So really, you look at $150 a month for social media versus $1,000 to $2,000 a month to hire someone to come in and be on staff. So that's really the vision and the goal, is to save nonprofits money while providing very valuable and needed service that they don't currently have. So that's Grow Social in a nutshell. Some of our clients, we work with Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Great Lakes Bay region. For them, we've seen a doubling in their interaction online. We've seen more web traffic. We've seen an increase in volunteerism. We've seen an increase in donors come just through social media. In Midland Academy, we've seen an increase in enrollment directly related to our social media efforts. We've seen increased interaction. A lot of these places, we see a really good boost in just how the community views the organization. You can now go to Facebook pages of the clients I work for and see who are they, what are they doing actively, and how can you get involved. Thank you very much.
Do you have any questions?
Aggregate. Right now, I am completely sustainable. I cover all my personal and business expenses, plus a little bit extra for business development. Really, it's by aggregating them all together. I do also have a couple small business clients who pay more, and that's another way that we keep costs down for nonprofits. Is people who are for-profit, we just charge them a little bit extra.
So part of the appeal of social media, digital marketing is the interactive
Absolutely.
between whether in a nonprofit, between it could be 20 people on staff all interacting. There's a gap here for me in trying to figure out how as an aggregator with social media, is the concept to take all social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all those things, and aggregate them somehow into one desktop? Or is it just the back office management of that?
No, yeah, Grow Social, we actually provide all the back office management of that. It's not a software. It's it's myself and my employees serving certain needs. So if we're on LinkedIn, if we're on Twitter, if we're on Facebook, we handle the actual posting on those and communicating on those different channels. And then from an aggregate standpoint, we look at all the analytics from those. We say, are we meeting our social media goals? How is that driving your organizational goals? Does that help answer your question?
I don't know that I have a question so much as some feedback, so I'll just go to that. Yeah, nonprofit budgets, so difficult, and none of them can afford to have somebody do this full time. So I think it's great that they can outsource this. I think it's excellent, as long as they can keep it within a budgeted number that I think works for them. Probably, $150 to $350 a month, I think works well for that. It is how people are communicating today, and I'll admit I'm on some of that stuff. I go to my teenagers to help me with that. But so from that perspective, totally see the value there. Having been on nonprofit boards, and my wife works with nonprofits, and yeah, it's definitely a needed market. To Jim's point, and maybe this isn't intended to be a huge moneymaker. You know, this maybe just be an entrepreneurial business that's comfortable for you. That's fine, though I think you've got plenty of nonprofits right in this area that you can add to your base and actually grow your revenue fairly strong. The only question I would have there is how much more infrastructure would you need in order to handle that?
Any other comments? Yeah, feedback.
Classes right now. It's good if you can do it. I don't know that why, I can tell you why. Okay. Good. That's it. All right.
Thank you very much. Next up, Brendan Tully. Go for it.
Oh, sorry.
Poor Randy.
You ready?
Yeah.
Never mind. Let's roll.
He's never going to be.
Good answer.
Everybody ready? Brendan.
BRENDAN.
All right, you ready?
Sure.
Goes way on.
Begin! Hello, my name is Brendan Tully, and I'm co-founder of Gopher. And before I actually start, I would like to ask the question of what is a brand to you? Because essentially everyone else has kind of a different image of what a brand is. But I think it all comes back to the idea that a brand builds equity within a company, and it gives that product extra value. So the product that we're selling is Gopher, and that's our brand. Our target audience is high school students and college students. And by building a brand with other recognized brand companies such as Mudrunner, Milestone, Marathon, K2, M22, who all have credibility within their markets. We can host events and create a brand that is strong.
These guys just signed up today. Just so you know.
You're good. You're good.
Keep going.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we can co-host events with these partners that we bring along as we build relationships with them to build our own brand equity with them. As that time goes on, we can create our own brand equity and then have sole independent events that are sponsored by ourselves. I think that's good enough. All right. Very good, thanks.
Yeah. Go ahead. Questions?
I'm struck by your first comment up there that because the youth of today has accepted mediocrity as their measurement of success.
Let me go. Is that a question?
So what is the answer?
Okay, so the idea is that the youth has been allowed to sit back in their chairs and say mediocrity is okay. I can just sit and say, I don't have to achieve my maximum potential. I can sit back and achieve a C, and that's average, it's okay. What we're trying to achieve is getting the youth to recognize that their potential is a lot higher than they're actually working for, and show them that other people have have realized their potential and pushed for it. The companies that we're trying to partner with and actually have had or are building relationships with are those people that have seen their potential and pushed for it.
I'm a little confused what Gopher is. Is it a website?
Gopher itself is just a brand. We're leaning towards like app based. Yeah, it's an app. It's not a website necessarily. So someone. So we're still in like testing beta phase, but Gopher, the application will be able to. Someone can log onto their app, and then it'll say they're in a certain area, and then there's an event that is going to be part of this region, and it'll say you can go here and be part of this.
So it's an app that leads you to an event.
Correct.
Okay. Is it free?
No, it is not free. We are working with libraries and schools, and then anyone that would want to go to an event would cost. It would cost. Yes.
Who pays?
To go to an event, the attender or attendee. Okay.
I guess just a comment, I don't really know what I'm buying.
Okay, you're buying a sponsorship. You're being behind the curtain and understanding that you're trying to get students to realize that their potential is higher than it really is, like what they see and what they're pushing for. So a sponsorship would allow us to go to a school and have speaker series of young people that have seen the potential and pushed for it and succeeded well achieve it.
Okay, so just a comment, you don't have to respond to this. So as a student, you might pay 10, 20 bucks for this. As a parent, you might pay $10,000 for this for my child.
Any other feedback?
Yeah. So one of my pet peeves when there's something projected on the board is that don't present it to people. Your audience was here, and you refer to it once, it's fine, but when you keep looking at it, you're ignoring me and you're talking to that. So when you're in sales pitch or anything, talk to the person you're trying to sell to. That's backdrop, right? You're not selling that. That is not buying your product. We're potentially buying your product. Keep that in mind. It's just about being able to buy when people pitch to a screen. I hate it. So don't do that because you lose my interest at that point, okay?
Thank you.
Make sure you know what your product is, and then come in here and knock our socks off. So it was a little confusing what your product was. Still a little bit confused, although I kind of understand it. And then, so if it's something that's different, you gotta make sure we understand what it is, and then tell us how we can buy it.
My comment is, I just mentioned today to somebody, it's almost better if you don't have it really down, just to go, don't just come in that day and see what you can do. I know you got to go in at the last minute on it, so I'd do that the last minute. I'd say almost go off. Get it down, practice, what you can do about it, things like that.
Thanks.
I have one final question. Are those Gophers?
Those are from a movie I've seen. Those are Despicable Me.
The last person.
Despicable Me. Sorry.
Thank you.
Alright, let's go.
Our next presenter is Bill Geddes with Foot Wedge. I'm not really sure. That was the last one. I'm sorry.
No,
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 we
no.
don't.
No, we have one.
I don't think we don't have slides. Are you pitching?
Yes, he is.
All right.
Why don't I have a slide for you?
Who else is pitching that hasn't gone?
That's it.
All right.
We have one more, and we'll figure out, we might take a 5-minute break to get his slide up after this.
Okay. volume to get started.
Okay. Golf is serious. Any golfers in this room? According to Golf Today, it says, how much would you pay to make 1,000 other golfers laugh? Foot Wedge was conceived by myself at an MBA program at Michigan State in 1999. I like that. The idea is, can you have a paradigm-shifting product that's fun, that's a little more memorable than your basic golf t-shirt, embroidered logo golf balls, and can you loosen up and have a little more fun with the game? So we launched Foot Wedge, and we swung for the fences. Now in '99, I mean, that was in its infancy. We did direct mail. Does anybody know what direct mail is? had marginal success. People paid $69 for this because they thought it was of higher value. And we sold more at $69 than we did at $49. However, as a promotional product, it's way better down in the 20s and 40s. However, when you're using premium and promotion salespeople, there's markets throughout the way. So we finally went to the show in Chicago, the Big Motivation Show. Guess what the date was? October 2001, after 9/11. How many people came to that show the month after 9/11? Nobody. So we shut down the program. We sold 6,000 golf clubs. We did 103,000 in sales. Carl's Golfland in Bloomfield Hills sold 100 golf clubs, which is really good for a unique product. He didn't think he'd do that one. Pro Golf in Auburn Hills did about 100 units. So, but what we learned is that it's a product that you want, but you don't want to buy it for yourself. So it's a great Mother's Day gift. If it's on a golf table with shirts and rain jackets and umbrellas and things like that, people want it. It's a lot of fun, but they won't buy it for themselves. So what's the right price point? We believe $29. We believe that bringing it out now with the internet, with social media, we have a chance to connect with end users. We've had a lot of lead users. We actually put one in Rush Limbaugh's hand. We put one in Oprah's hand. We put one in David Letterman's hand. And I got a letter from Michael Jordan's mom that said it was one of the greatest gifts she ever gave Michael. I know like that. But anyways, we have inventory. We're ready to go. We can take orders tonight. We have thousands of clubs ready to go in Macomb County. Barriers. It's patented, but you know, it's a design patent, so you can circumvent that. It's got a trademark, but the real barrier is startup costs. $70,000 for die-cast tooling. We have 2 cavities. So it's aluminum die-cast, powder-coated like all premium drivers. Graphite shaft, real comfortable grip, and the thing works. I wish I had a bigger room. It's like an 8-iron, so it really works. So if you're looking for a memorable gift for mom, or for the guy who has everything, or you want a promotional product that's got legs, that'll be in that office or share it on the golf course with 100 people and make 1,000 golfers smile, Foot Wedge is for you. Thank you.
How's the PGA feel about this?
You know what? We're going to get approval for it, but because the back is too flat, it could be a 2-way chipper.
Yeah.
So we couldn't get approval. But you know what? That would be silly, you know, because it is a novelty. Yeah. Well, we had Dan Pohl as a spokesperson. You guys know the Polecat Golf Course.
Sure.
So this was our thing. Caveat emptor, buyer beware. So we took a whimsical look at it, and it seems to be working, but it's a lot of circumstances.
So I can think of some golf events I've been involved in where you could give away. Junior Achievement of Central Michigan has a golf outing every year. Every year we would meet as a group and think about what could be the giveaway. And you want them to leave us something memorable. I saw a logo on there. I think I saw a logo.
Yeah, Coca-Cola. Yeah.
Who does the screen printer? Who does the printing for that?
They're laser etched. Everything's manufactured in Michigan.
Okay.
And so we had most of the sales, about 4,000 of the units were sold as a promotional product. They're like AAA bought 500 and then turned around and bought 200 more. And we were actually recognized as one of the products, one of the innovative products of the year. So everything was kind of tracking in the right direction. But eventually, you know, you have to look at the time and the cost and what you're putting into your product. So it's time
so
to
I can have it personalized, though.
Absolutely.
questions?
Is the left-footed foot wedge?
You know, we didn't do that.
Right-footed foot wedge?
40% of the market is left-footed, or left-handed. And we decided not to go there. It would have been another cavity, and getting the product mix, and it just complicated your SKUs, and it just didn't make sense.
Feedback.
It's an interesting product. You did a good job presenting it. Yeah, it would be an application. I can think of it, right? I've got a 100-year-old wooden putter in it. That everything was well pull out of it. You get a lot of comments on it for sure. But it works. So this would be interesting for around the green apparently, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Here's what I like. You're not selling it as a golf club. You know, it's a novelty item. You recognize that, and I think that's where you need to be. It's usable, which I like. The problem is when you bring that home, the wife says, "Where are you putting that?" Right? Right there, honey. Right by it. No, you're not. You know, so you don't want this in the closet. It is something that'd be fun to have in your bag. I think golf with my brothers. If I hauled that out golf with them, you know, it'd be a good kick. It'd be kind of fun. So, I like your price point too, because it has for a novelty item. $30 and below is where you need to be. I think that's a good
Good pitch. The one thing I'm kind of hanging on is the sales channels for novelty items versus golf items, but novelty golf items in particular.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to take just a couple minutes to get your slide onto this presentation. Please don't go far. Grab another slider, some fruit, whatever you like, refill on your drinks, but don't go far. Traverse City. Travel City. So many people are coming from. Benjamin Copa with Market Deliveries. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready? Let's start.
Okay. All right, my name is Benjamin Popa, and I'm going to tell you just a little bit about me real quick. I was a former business owner, and I'm the visionary of Market Deliveries. I was a former business owner in a business down in Ann Arbor area, and it was a very successful business until I fell into a severe case of depression. And for 3 years, I suffered from depression. And it almost took me. And before I knew it, I lost my business, my family, my kids. Well, my kids were distant. And I was just hanging by a thread. Until, God gave me this vision for Market Deliveries. So Market Deliveries is a grocery delivery business. I'm going to start it in Traverse City. I'm going to deliver groceries from specialty and regular grocery markets to busy people that have a hard time to get to the grocery store but can afford a $10 delivery fee. And every time those people that can afford a $10 delivery fee get groceries delivered, then that's going to get the less fortunate people a chance to get groceries at a lesser rate or maybe even free. And that, they can run a household, they can make food, but they just have a hard time getting to the grocery store. So Market Deliveries is not up and running yet, but I do have two potential handshakes, one with a specialty grocery market and one with a regular grocery market, both local in the Traverse City area. And these markets are just waiting for me to do the final touches on Market Deliveries. My customers' pain, well, I'll give you two of many, but the one is an elderly, the elderly people. I'll just put it this way, no one likes to depend on someone else. And so Market Delivery will make that elderly feel more independent.
Another one, the busy parent. I know parents are very busy today. They're very busy with their job, then they're busy, going to school, picking up the children, taking them to basketball, taking them to gymnastics, and then once they've done all that, then they're driving home wondering if they have all the market supplies to make a healthy meal when they get home. Or do they just do what most people do on days like that and go to some fast food joint? Market deliveries will make the busy parent an awesome parent and make him more productive. The competition, Olson Market right now, you can call ahead and have your groceries delivered or ready for you when you go get there. They'll have them ready. Call ahead, tell them what you want, and then they'll have them ready for you. And then Birds Markets puts their groceries that they need delivered on a beta bus. And then there's another overpriced delivery service out of Acme called Go For Anything. My sales pitch for business to business, it's simple. Market deliveries will bring customers that they normally wouldn't get. Market deliveries will be cost effective to the business and the customers. Market deliveries will provide outstanding delivery team with clean and reliable and 12-volt cooler to keep necessary items cold. For the consumer, independent, and the busy parent more productive.
Sure. At $10 a pop, what's your delivery? That's what they're going to make sure. Have you figured out what break even is on it? How many do you need to have to make it?
So what I'll have to do is it's $10 a pop for the customer. All right. I'm hoping that the business, the market that I'm delivering for, will give me another cut, and I'm thinking $5 to $10 per delivery. All right. And then what we need to do is group them together, like if I have, for instance, the elderly, it's easy because I can say, hey, I'm taking orders all on Tuesday, and then you'll get your groceries delivered on Thursday. So I get a $10 charge, which I'm hoping to get from maybe Commission for Aging or someone that can help pay for that delivery fee. And if I group 12 of them together, go one time to the grocery store, back, and have a route to deliver the groceries. And the people that I would get to do that, I've talked to them and they would charge me 50 cents a mile.
Other questions?
So this has been tried actually on a fairly large scale, and it's failed miserably. So I heard your pitch, but tell me again, why will it be successful this time for you at this point?
It's going to be successful because I've got a lot of heart into this, and I have markets that are, they believe in market deliveries. They're going to give it a shot. And I think with the community and everybody working together, we can make this a go. I mean, it's going to be small scale. It's Traverse City. It's probably going to be bulk of, I don't know if familiar with Traverse City, but there's Leelanau County. There's no grocery stores out there. So, and the elderly they live out there. They retired out there, and so their only choice are these, mom and pop's grocery stores, which don't get fresh vegetables or fruits or the stuff that they really want. They want stuff from Olson Market or Burris Market, and so by bringing those people out from there and get groceries from Traverse City, they're getting better product, and the businesses are getting customers they potentially will never get anyways.
In your whole concept on this, have you considered the business-to-business side from the perspective of the rental market? So the rental market being those individuals that work through a rental agency, rent a home on somewhere in the Grand Traverse area for a week. You show up and have everything delivered in stock. And what's the premium related to that market as opposed to the routine?
Well, I mean, the market is tremendous, you know, I mean, for this. I mean, there's the vacationers, there's the boaters, there's just the people that don't want to go into the city, there's the, you know, the busy moms and dads. I mean, the market is tremendous, and they're all there in Traverse City. I mean, we got them all. And so, to just, you know, pinpoint just on that one, it's kind of hard to.
Well, the point being that they don't necessarily care what the price per pound of tomatoes is today.
Okay.
They're just coming to enjoy themselves and have a good time. So the premium markup for your services in that market space goes virtually unnoticed.
Right.
They don't care.
As opposed to the homeowner who's watching their PCQs on vacation, we spend more money because it's vacation money. Yeah.
Well, my whole point with just the $10 delivery charge is for the customer to say, hey, that's reasonable. Now, what the store does for paying me, if they want to upcharge, that's up to them, you know. But I want to portray it as it's a $10 delivery fee, you know.
So I've got a couple comments.
Sure, great.
From presentation style, you were a little nervous and you tended to rock. And so, you know, as you do this more often, just try not to rock.
Right.
Right? It becomes a little bit distracting.
Okay.
Yeah, clearly have a passion for it. That's great. A couple concerns I have would be, from your pricing standpoint, with $4 a gallon, $10, you're going to have to get an upcharge from the company. And maybe the sell there is pretty good as far as I'll bring you additional customers, because I'm a little bit concerned that you won't be able to break even or even come close to making money at a $10 charge.
Right.
Given the cost of delivery.
My comment is, I know you said, and it might be true that a lot of them fail like that, but given the fact that, gosh, when we were growing up, I was a kid, milk delivery, egg delivery, everything else, all kinds of delivery. I think there is potential with this thing. I think that the baby boomers are going to age, and eventually I wouldn't mind having something to deliver. I'm just worried you won't make it. It comes up with all these things, we make enough money to survive. That could happen. So, yeah, you know what? If it's the grocery store or a chain up there, Olsen, let's say, you're doing them a favor in a way. If you're delivering, they don't have to carry you as an employee. And maybe something, but there's got to be more money there someplace. You're going to stop it.
Yeah, I think from a general comment, you know, I think it's an old concept with certainly the potential for a new twist. What's interesting about it is, you know, there's great opportunity for upsale in a variety of ways. Would I pay someone to put my groceries away? Yes. Right? I mean, so if you're going to go all the way. Not necessarily just the delivery, but what's the value-added upsale that it allows you to increase your revenue, because the biggest cost is associated with transportation from point A to point B. Once you're at destination, what's the upsale?
Thank you.
That's the counter, right? So the prizes that we talked about earlier, a website build out or SEO portal for your small business valued at $6,000. 1-year membership to the Mid-Michigan Innovation Center that includes one-on-one coaching, access to all of our resources.
$7,000 it should be.
Yes.
At least.
We're too cheap. Assistance with access to capital and more. Value is $995. An exhibitor's booth at Heading for the Big Leagues on May 30th. That's valued at $500, although you'll learn why it's more on here. Ability to present at the Buyers Circle, which will be a conflict of buyers heading for the big leagues. That is priceless. And one-on-one marketing.
Two for the price of plus one.
Yes. One-on-one marketing consultation with Monmark International, very successful retail and medical device marketing firm that will work with you to hone in your pitch and really define your channels right. That is valued at $500. So over all of this, we've got over $8,000 in value for you today, spending your evening with us, plus free wine, free beer, and some barbecue sliders. So thank you for making the trek. We're going to go.
Let's hear it for MM.
We are going to go and deliberate. Let the judges deliberate, rather. We have no role in this choice. It's all on them, so watch which car they go to, and you can fix the problem.